Welcome to the DIA Global Annual Meeting Virtual Edition Pharma Voice Editors Take video series. In this episode, Taryn Brome, Editor-in-Chief of Pharma Voice magazine, meets with Elisa Cascade, Executive Vice President, eCOA, ERT.
Elisa, welcome to the Editors Take video program.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting us into your office for this virtual video exchange.
You are welcome.
So let's talk about COVID-19, which finds us in this place, and what impact is COVID having on clinical trial data collection, specifically in eCOA?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Before we jump in, I just wanted to take a quick sidetrack for 1 second and say a big thank you to all of the clinical research sites out there that are working hard to deliver studies and keep subjects safe during this crisis. I think the silver lining in this whole crazy time is definitely the way that the entire industry has banded together to find a vaccine and treatment for COVID. Gone are the days where we as an industry are associated with the public image of a guinea pig, and instead today, the clinical research industry, along with the doctors and the nurses on the front line, are really seen as the heroes. And so I just wanted to mention that really quickly, but getting back to the question that you asked about COVID and eCOA. Similar to what's been reported by a number of different sources, while we've seen a slowdown in new subject starts due to COVID, sponsors and researchers have really continued to collect eCOA data from the enrolled subjects through a combination of in-person and remote visits. So from a patient-reported outcomes perspective, it's really been business as usual. Data collection has continued on eCOA technology through either provision devices or the web. But from an outcomes perspective, looking at the physician side, sites have also been able to continue to capture information from patients. Some of it can be in person, but some of it has been via telephone or video visits, and they've been able to enter that into either their eCOA tablets or remotely via the web. So we have been able to support both patients and clinicians in continuing their reporting.
Thank you so much. And I love that little bit of introduction because you're right, they are the unsung heroes of the clinical research times that we're in. So thank you, that was wonderful. And I also continue to be impressed by the industry coming together, as you noted, in terms of COVID and looking at potential cures and vaccines and new patient solutions. So it's awesome to see everybody band together. Specifically, let's talk about ERT and some of the technological advances you all are offering or planning to help facilitate in remote data capture to keep clinical trials on track.
Yeah, ERT has always been at the forefront of delivering innovative technology solutions that help our customers accelerate their clinical development. So in response to COVID, we've both accelerated our innovation pipeline and have established partnerships to rapidly expand the solutions available to our customers. In particular, I would highlight 3 areas. Number 1, supporting the patient-site interaction. And to do this, we're planning a portfolio of virtualization tools, beginning with our recent launch of virtual visit capabilities. Second, we want to provide increased options for data capture. We're looking at solutions that enable capture of respiratory and cardiac safety data in home visits, as well as patient-administered ECG solutions for self-collection of that information deployed in partnership with AliveCor. And then lastly, 3, we really are trying to provide sponsors with transparency on potential study risks. And through our new COVID dashboard report, we're giving the sponsors that real-time information, integrating both local data on infection rates along with patient and site compliance. And so all 3 of those, I think, are really important in trying to provide sponsors and sites with those options. Just wanted to wrap it up, make one final broad comment regarding sort of innovation at a time of COVID in clinical research. I started with a positive statement. I want to end with one as well, in saying that another positive outcome from COVID has been the collaboration that we've seen between technology companies like ERT and pharmaceutical companies and CROs to expedite adoption of new solutions, which I really believe will change the future of our industry. And it's going to extend well beyond the current epidemic. ERT is really excited to be a part of this important change, which I think all of this innovation that we're working on now will result in better outcomes in the future for our patients, our sites, and everyone involved in clinical research.
Elisa, well said. This is the time to be extraordinary. And congratulations to you and your team for seizing on these opportunities to move the industry forward. So Elisa, I understand you're also on the board of trustees at ACRP, and I know that that organization is going through a little bit of a tough time, just as all organizations are, in trying to navigate their way through the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of meeting and getting together. So what's happening with ACRP?
Yeah, unfortunately, we as an association had to cancel our annual conference due to COVID. They've been trying to have some virtual events to sort of keep the certification and the education out there for clinical research professionals. But I think right now, what they're really trying to do is to support the sites. The impact of this has just been so significant on the sites. For those that are involved in treatment of patients, they've had to divert away resources from research into actual patient treatment. And for other sites who are in areas where they have stay-at-home orders, while they are continuing to support their patients virtually whenever possible, or certainly in the office when they can, I think they too have had challenges related to new patient enrollment. ACRP is doing a number of things to try to help. They have started a GoFundMe activity, but I think right now, I think our hope is that as the stay-at-home orders lift in various places, that the sites can reopen, and in addition to taking care of enrolled patients, they can also begin to accelerate screening new patients for studies as well.
Well, kudos to you and to your volunteer compatriots who are really keeping sites in mind and helping to, bolster this most important part of our clinical ecosystem. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for being part of our Editors Take Video program.
Thanks very much for having me.
For more information about ERT, visit www.ert.com.